There we go. So everybody by now knows my name is Robin Chatskin, and this is Friends Becoming Neighbors, the February edition. And we have a lot of good stuff going on. But the first thing that I would like to report to those of you who know us and have been with us from the very beginning is that Michael has an announcement about some good news that we have after almost 2 years of running this group. Michael, what's happening in April?
Oh, so in April, our house that we're in right now goes on the market.
Oh,
Hallelujah.
So it's taken us 3 years we've been talking about doing this, and for the first while I had dirt behind me. We had dirt. we had mountains. I met our next guest. Actually, we met him. I think you were one of the, after meeting Andrea's mom. I think you and your wife were like maybe the second people that we met on our first POA meeting. There's Barb.
hi, Barb.
At our very first POA meeting, I met Andrea's mom and the Warners. But we went out for lunch after that POA meeting
At the Marina Grill.
at the Marina Grill. We haven't been back there since then. So yeah, a lot of things are getting very exciting. So I'm just going to introduce, and hey, Suzanne and Gary. I am going to introduce Jonathan. So some of you may already know him, and if you don't know him, you're going to get to know him very soon. Mr. Warner is with, and you're sharing that with Sandy Nutt, correct?
The travel adventure group.
The travel and
I
adventure.
do with Sandy Nutt, and then the entertainment committee. There's 7 other people involved in that. Basically, 4 or 5 who do most of the work. Some will come here and there, but yeah. And so the difference between the two is the travel adventure group is the things we do as a group outside the Bluffs, and the entertainment committee is things we do inside on the grounds here at the Bluffs. And the entertainment committee, we started that just this past November with working with Doug Talbot, and our very first event was the polar plunge in the pool on New Year's Day.
Oh, that was fun.
And we had about over 20 people jump in the pool. Some went the whole distance of the one lane to the other. And I say we had about 40 or 50 other people just there drinking and laughing at us.
How
Love
cold
it.
was the water?
The water was, someone had a meat thermometer, stuck it in there, and it said 51 degrees. It wasn't bad at all. No, the temperature outside was in the 50s. The water was 51. It was actually a lot better than I thought it would be.
That's funny.
It was a lot of fun. And I think next year we may do a little bigger, maybe have breakfast out there. So a lot of people brought drinks. Some people brought some food. So we were there about over an hour. It was a fun day. And then we had a Super Bowl day party and chili cook-off. We had, I think, 11 or 12 different chilies. We had a contest. We gave out some prizes, and we had over 50 people for that, for the Super Bowl viewing. We set up the seats in the clubhouse, inside and outside. We had 3 TVs. And that was a lot of fun, a full day of that on the Super Bowl. And then we got coming up, I got to flip over my page here to let you know what's coming up. And in the big one that's coming up, well, actually the Bluffs, we're working with the marketing committee, KC Creative. You worked with them, Robin, right?
Mhm.
They work with the Bluffs, and they're going to be putting on the pre-patty party. That's the St. Patty's Day party at the clubhouse. That'll be March 16th. But the big one we're working on is the senior prom dance. We're all seniors. Barb, your mother came up. Andrew, your mother came up with that idea, that name. And that's going to be May 10th. We already have a 4-piece band for that. We got 2 mirror balls. We're going to have champagne. It's going to be a lot of fun. Everyone's going to get dressed up for that. So that's kind of some of the events. We're going to have there's going to be a Memorial Day pool party. There's going to be a beer and wine tasting in August, an adult movie night in the pool. That'll be in August. And so events like that, a field day around the gazebo for the kids and also adults. There'll be food trucks and music for that. So that's all entertainment committee things we're doing on the premises here in the Bluffs. And as for the travel group, which you mentioned, Robin, is that for events that we do outside, we've gone in the past, we've gone to tour the Cape Fear Vineyard and Distillery. The wine is not great. The booze is really good. If you ever see in the ABC stores, they have the Beach Blast, and their bourbon and their rum is very good. We've had a night of comedy at the Dead Crow Comedy Club down in Wilmington. We've gone to Fort Fisher Aquarium. We've taken tour boats up and down the Cape Fear River. In December, we saw the play down at Thayen Hall, Elf the Musical. Before that, we had dinner. I believe the place was at the Vault. I think that's downtown. And then in January, we went down to a place called Axes and Alleys, and we threw axes at the targets while drinking beer and eating pizza. Nobody lost any fingers or toes, so we came out okay on that. This 2 weeks ago, we went to a matinee movie, saw Argyle, and then afterwards of that, we had dinner, early dinner, late lunch, whatever you want to call it, at a place called Henry's, which is a nice bar restaurant. And then coming up May 8th, we're going to see Rain, a tribute to the Beatles at the Wilson Center. So those are some of the things we've done and some of the things that are coming up. And you can reach us all on Team Reach.
I was just going to ask you if you can tell everybody how to do that. Is everybody here on Team Reach? Has everybody loaded Team Reach? Is there anybody that's not on Team Reach?
So everybody is. Cool. Because one is called the Travel Adventure Group. I gotta find, if you're unfamiliar with it, the
You want the code?
the group code is TAG1, which is tag 1. For It's Entertainment, which is the group we do for all the events here in the Bluffs, it's the letter B and then entertained, the word entertained, ENTERTAINED. And then there's a whole bunch of other ones. I mean, I've joined a lot of them. Everybody should be on It's 5 o'clock somewhere. That's sort of like the bulletin board for the whole place. And then there's the kayaking group. There's Trash Talking, where we go out, I guess about once every 2 months, and we clean up the roads around the Bluffs. There's
They're
Bluff,
amazing.
that's the trash we pick up, the stuff we pick up is all over. It's amazing how much accumulates in 2 months. There's a Bluffs Bowling every Monday at 1 o'clock down at Beach Bowl. That's down on Market Street. We go there on Mondays. And yoga. I mean, I'm do yoga. There's yoga every morning, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's different levels. It's beginners on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and intermediate Tuesdays and Thursdays. So and the one for that is BY77 for yoga. But there's a list, I think, on the portal for all the codes.
There is a list on the portal. And thank you, Jonathan, for giving us all of that. Now we know where to find you every single day, wherever you're going to be. It was interesting. Kathy and Ed, we were talking on Sunday about the things that you can join and do, even if you're not living in the Bluffs yet. For example, I joined the Bluffs birding because I was kind of curious to see what kind of birds everybody was seeing, whatever. The entertainment, you absolutely can, because it's fun to see what's going on. And sometimes when you're planning a trip to come down to see your house or your build or some friends or whatever, it's always nice to kind of put it together with an event that, congratulations to Barb Daniel. She put together a terrific chili. Her Super Bowl party was amazing. I couldn't believe how much food there was there. Oh my God. There was a lot of food. There was a lot of fun. There was a lot of laughing. It was really wonderful to see. I love that there was creativity. There was seating outside. There was seating inside. A lot of old, like familiar faces and a lot of new faces. I think, certainly for me. And it was an awful night. It was a rainy.
No, it was just drizzly. No, and we were dry because we were outside, but underneath the overhang, so nobody really got wet at all.
But it was really wonderful to see how many people were getting involved, and for those of us who aren't there yet, not as lucky as like the Shanahans and the races, yeah, you guys you're all big, fancy now. You waited like all the rest of us. It'll be very exciting to see, that kind of stuff going on. And there's a lot of stuff that is also happening in some of the other areas. I know that I had spoken to the artisans. There's an artisans group for those, if there's anybody that have what I'm going to call fine arts. We have stained glass and quilting and pottery. I'm trying to think what else. There was a whole bunch of different things. So she had asked me to remind everybody about, there's a silent auction to raise money for the dog park. That's on tentative date. That's March 16th. I believe that's at the clubhouse. I have to get some information. John, if you could find out for me, if there's any way if somebody can participate if they're not there. They're gonna be sending stuff out with all the pictures of things and all the things that are cataloged for that. I'm wondering if there's a way if we're not actually there.
Who's running that?
Yeah, Kim Hurt.
Halfway up.
I got a
If-
question.
Yes, Lisa.
Why are we dog park? Isn't that part of our HOAs?
No.
So, all right, we're gonna get into that in a minute. But they're doing a silent, it's more for some of the extras that are not part of what, it's like they want to
Middle
build
one.
the gazebo, they want some other things that are extra. So that has nothing to do with the POA.
And the benches and who's gonna clean up all that stuff.
Yeah, so I'll reach out to Kim, and there's also going to be an art trail sale, which we did during the POA meeting. If any of you went to it, people put things out in front of their homes. I want to know, Nadine, are you putting out a quilt? No, huh? Don't forget you
No,
are
not
cute.
yet.
Nothing,
yet,
nothing
okay.
ready for sale yet.
Oh,
Maybe in the
okay.
future. It's the plan, but not yet.
By the way, if anybody has just moved in and they have extra stuff, don't throw it away, because on April 13th, April 13th, we're having the swap meet at the Marina parking lot, which is now the biggest parking lot in the Bluffs. And it's just, if you want something from someone, you're taking it there. If somebody wants to get rid of something, and then hopefully To Share, which is a charity helping people who have just moved from homelessness into an apartment, they will be able to use some of that stuff in the apartments. So April 13th will be the swap meet here in the Bluffs.
My mom's been poaching my things, Jonathan. She's ready.
She's got your stuff.
It's all good. Well, thank you for that. And you guys can, you can certainly get a hold of Jonathan and Sandy, who has been here a couple of times. And yeah, there's no reason if you're in town, if you can jump onto an event or an adventure, absolutely. Everybody is welcome, and we can all be made to feel so incredibly welcome. And we thank you for all the work that you do. And Barb, you too.
She there?
She's in the kitchen.
Yeah.
By the way, that's a very good point, because we were in temporary housing for 5 months down here while our house was being built, and we would come here all the time. I would golf with the guys before I even moved in. We had a block party here. So well, by the time we moved in, we felt we knew a lot of our neighbors, just like you're doing, Robin, before you move in, and it eases the transition. And Sunday was our 2-year anniversary. So we have been here 2 years. 2 years has gone quicker than the 5 months we were in temporary housing. That felt forever. So I know what you're all going through. You're waiting for your houses to be built. It felt like it was never going to get done. But once you get here, time really flies. There's a lot to do.
Yeah,
We felt very fortunate that we had 2 of our neighbors actually cook for us. So that first week we were here, we had food for the entire week. So
Wow.
That was-
just getting
was
to know our neighbors
wonderful.
before we moved in was fantastic. And I think we'll be paying that forward, because that
Yeah.
was
Oh,
such a wonderful thing.
that's amazing. And that's another group that people should be aware of, is Helping Hands. And Helping Hands is a group that is just basically almost like a way for if there's any issues going on with anybody in the Bluffs and they need help, or somebody needs help but they're not well. This is a way. Somebody needed help moving a saw,
Yeah, Joe, some
Joe
kind of-
needed, to help and he put it out there and he was able to find people to help. So that's really wonderful. And that group code is help 12. So it's also really nice sometimes to see what everybody else is doing. The other, obviously, the Bluffs Community Garden. I know Jack has spoke about this before, and we'll get to it in a little while because we've as I said, we've talked about it, and some people have to leave. But yeah, and we're very excited about. There's so much great stuff going on, and the deal is, if you have an idea about starting something and it hasn't happened yet, you can certainly bounce it off of anybody. You can get permission for it if you need it to have it listed on. So if you have any questions, definitely give me a call, and I'm happy to help you, navigate that if you have an idea for something. And all of them are on the portal. And is everybody here on the portal? Everybody signed? I think everybody's on the portal. I think they are. Awesome. Okay, terrific. So Jonathan, thank you so much. Before I introduce Andrea, reintroduce Andrea, and then we'll go into meeting each other. I just want to do a quick reminder about making sure that what gets said here stays here. That this is a safe place. This is a place to talk about stuff. And I just want to make sure that we respect each other's, information, because we do share a lot of information with each other about builders and about things that are going on. Some of it fabulous. And I love the fact that we've shared Jeff Terry. I know that John, you and Mary have used Jeff Terry as well. For you're waiting for your report. So there's a lot of people. Jack, are you using Jeff too? Did he come to you?
Jeff, the inspector?
Yes.
Yes, we did. And we will at the final, at the occupancy as well.
So he's had them.
He was
So
very thorough. He was very thorough. He was very professional. So
We're using them too.
yeah, it was a good peace of mind. I mean, he called out a ton of stuff that some of it was going to be dealt with, some of it was in plan to be dealt with, some of it, wasn't obvious. So it was good. And it wasn't that expensive for for the service that he provided. So I think it was $400 or something like that for us.
So do you guys have to get, you have to get an outside inspector,
No,
or it's just something that you all
No.
randomly
no, you
decided
don't.
to do?
You don't, but the state, I mean, the county is doing inspections at every stage along the way. But, we wanted to be more.
It's supplemental.
So-
It's
So
supplemental.
Janine,
It's
Janine, I'll
supplemental
make-
inspection, right?
Yes, exactly.
yeah, Janine, I'll make sure that I send you, if I haven't sent it to you already, I'm going to send you a copy of the meeting where he made a presentation. So that this way you could see what that was all about. John Fisher, did you want to share anything about your experience with your inspector before we move on?
I'd be glad to. He was here for a good 4 or 5 hours and did a very thorough job. He found some things that we probably would not have found on our own, problems with one of the trusses, and he said there was a truss actually missing that we're going to have to get taken care of. And then he found a few things with the electrical circuits and so on, but nothing really major other than those trusses. And as soon as we get his report, which is due later at the end of this week, we're going to go to our builder and see what we can get done with it.
So who was your inspector, if you don't mind sharing that?
Yeah, it was the same guy we're talking about, Jeff.
Jeff Terry, Rosie.
Yeah, so did you guys do, like, when you hired him, does he like come out like 2 or 3 times during the build, or how does?
Whatever you want. He's got different packages, I guess.
Okay.
He does a series of inspections and you can opt in or out of each of them, depending on how early you call him. And he just basically, he does over and above what the home inspectors do, what your construction loan or your bank inspector may do. He does over and above. He's got, I guess, architectural, engineering, building experience.
Yeah. So Robin, can you share that with me? Because I'm just really starting my build and I wouldn't mind getting, maybe checking into that.
No, absolutely. Who are you building with, Rosie?
It was with Hey Good, and I've just started. They just really got the brick foundation down and starting some of the slab plumbing. They haven't even poured the foundation yet, so I'm kind of early.
Okay.
We didn't find out about Jeff until after we already completed our build. So this was post construction and moving in the house that he was here. But if I had to recommend to somebody else, I'd say make sure he comes before drywall goes up, and then
Okay.
again at the end. 2
Yeah,
trips
that's
would be what I'd
great. You don't
recommend.
mind sharing that with me, Robin? I appreciate it.
Of course. Is there anybody else that needs it? Janine needs it. Okay. All right, terrific. And I'll certainly,
Robin, can you share it with me as well? Dennis would like that.
Dennis would like that. Sure.
So
Yes.
you have my email, right, Robin? I think you do.
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
It's good.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. No, I think that, and he's been, and if, you know, and as I said, everybody that I've spoken to has been really happy with that information and taking that information. And they haven't been happy with some of the stuff that they found, but they seem to be very happy with the service that they have found.
Yeah.
So before we get into the nitty gritty of our major meeting, I would like to reintroduce one of my favorite human beings on the planet, who I actually got to hug in person. It was really wonderful. Andrea Daniels, who has news for us as well. She's been on the move.
Just want to introduce myself. My name's Andrea. My parents live on Lemon Drop Lane. The reason I'm here is because I work for Mayflower. We're obviously a moving company. I've moved in a handful of people on this call. And I really just want to express my availability. So I recently, as of 2 a.m. this morning, have moved myself to Wilmington. So Bill, I'll come say hi. I'm literally in the neighborhood right now. And I will let my people speak. Hopefully they all have good things to say. But I love being able to help bring my parents new friends. One of the couples I moved in from Maryland, they're in the outdoor activity group, adventure group with my parents, and they see them all the time. Randy and Nadine were able to meet my mom and dad as I stopped by and get boxes. So Mayflower, if you don't know, is a major van line. So the people that I've moved on this call moved from Colorado, New York, and Maryland. So now that I'm living here, I can stop by, check on things for you. I'll stop by at delivery. The way the process with me works is we hop on a quick virtual call. You show me around your home, show me everything that you're taking, and then I'm able to get you a quote from there. I know that everyone is in different stages of their build of the process. So moving may not be at the top of your list, but it's always something to keep in mind, because by the time you get to me, that means you're this far away from getting into your home. Well, unlike Jack and Bill, they needed a little bit of storage, but so we have tons of options. Jack was the recipient of our last little giveaway once he gets in next in April. So whoever is the first person to book with me from the call gets their mailbox key paid for. I know that's been a hot topic on these calls the past couple of weeks or past couple of months. But I just think moving is a important process to put in front of you guys so that you can start thinking about it. There's a lot of not so great movers out there. So one of the biggest things that I stress for people, like I said, that are literally going to become friends of my parents is I want you guys in good hands. If you're not going to book with me, and I understand that I'm not for everybody, but at least let me guide you in the right direction. There's a lot of people that I call it the black market of the moving industry will sell you a low move, raise the price, and it's all not as good as it should be. So Mayflower is a major van line. We have about 1,500 trucks that are moving across the country at any time. Like I said, everyone that I've moved is not from one area. They've moved from different places. We've all done virtuals. I try my best to be transparent, direct. I'm not here to do anything that I wouldn't do for people that I will see. I say that all the time. I'm like, I'm going to see these people every Thanksgiving before I plan on moving here. I want them in good hands. I want them to be happy with the process because I'm going to walk by their house. I'm going to go see them. Obviously things happen. Moving is a manual job. So not everything goes perfect all the time, but I want you guys, your homes that you've spent all these months building in good quality. I don't want people dinging up your walls because they're not experienced. I just think moving is a huge piece of it all. So if I can be an asset to you and help you make that process a little bit easier, that's what I want to do. Again, I'm literally sitting in the Bluffs right now. I'm going to be living on the other side of town. So you guys aren't just neighbors. You mean a lot to me. I know all of my people by name. About the 10 of them that I've moved in. So if there's anybody that needs my help, I'll put my information up. But
Andrea, you know what? You can share your screen.
okay.
So I've made you co-host. So what was really interesting while she's doing that is one of the first things that Randy said when I saw him after he moved in his new house was do you remember what you told me that you were the most excited about, that something arrived?
Yes.
It's all good. So what was that, Randy?
Oh, you're talking about my my baby pinball machine?
Your baby pinball machine.
She arrived perfectly. Like they did an amazing job. Both at both ends of that move.
So just a little bit of different information. The races had a full pack, so they did not have to do, other than downsize what they were sending, a single thing. We came in, our driver picked up her mom, did a full pack at their Nadine's mom's house, did a full pack at their house, and drove their stuff down. Bill and Jack needed a little bit of storage, so I have a relationship with a local agent here in town where their stuff is going to be stored. They gave us and my team a call and said, "Hey, I need my stuff," and it was all delivered. It's a pretty seamless process when it needs to go into storage, and I've been able to get them a pretty decent discount. I know sometimes people have moved to the area and are living here. Again, I have relationships with the local agent that can move you if you have moved locally and then move you into the Bluffs. So again, I said, moving is very stressful. I'm in the process of doing it myself, and I work for the company. So I know that when you're at that last phase, Nadine was a huge proponent of, I need this off my plate. I need to know that this is handled. Jack and Bill were the same way. So I think once it's off your plate and you can breathe that sense of relief, it makes you feel a little bit better about the whole thing.
Yeah, Andrea, could you just explain just like really quickly what a full pack entails, what that really is?
Yeah, so a full pack means that you open the front door and we pack every box that needs to be packed. Obviously, people feel a certain way about certain things that they have. They don't want our hands on them, and that's totally fine. Like, I think Nadine packed all of her china, but other than that, clothes, books, the spices in the cabinet, we wrap and unwrap all the furniture, we dis and reassemble all the beds. Everything that needs to come out of the house came out of the Race's house box or wrapped, maybe other than like some small trash cans or like weird oddities that won't really fit in a box. But everything gets boxed. So it's a full service turnkey. You don't really have to do much other than point and direct.
Awesome. Okay, so just make sure everybody gets her information and give her, definitely give her a call. So yeah, you want to look, which is terrific.
Sorry.
No worries. And again, she's going to be, she's around and very, very responsive and highly recommend. So, as you guys and Bill, how was your move? Shanahan.
Yeah, the load up in New York went very, very smoothly. We decided to leave the major furniture to Sorensen to move, and we took a bunch of it down in a contractor's trailer. It turns out it's pretty expensive to take a huge a contractor trailer down from New York down south. So I understand the pricing structure, I guess, a little bit better when you do take those things on yourself. It's very, very labor intensive. It's a good thing I have a strong family here that could help us out. But then the setup when we got down here went very, very smoothly. The guys at both ends were just super people. And I don't know, we may have broke one piece of tiny glass here in the whole trip. So the regimentation and the order that they bring to a move is outstanding. I highly recommend.
Thank you.
Awesome. That's terrific. Thank you. And you can get Andrea and you're all going to get the recording of this, but if you need me to send you her information, I'll be more than happy to do that. So terrific. Thank you, Miss Andrea. So we have some new people on our call today. So I'm gonna call out my new neighbors, and John Haran, just you better get ready, because I'm gonna be calling on you soon. Patty, I just love torturing him. So
Listen, Robin, we all torture him. It's fine. Just promise him wherever he goes.
it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. Oh, and before I introduce the new people, those of you who moved in, I just want to make sure that somebody has let the welcome committee know. Have you gotten your welcome baskets? So
Not yet. Coming Friday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I haven't heard about the welcome basket.
That'll be our
yet.
1 month mark is on
sorry.
Friday.
Oh, okay. So you haven't got, so Rand, so I need to make sure that we get welcome baskets for you guys. Okay. All right. Oh, always a wonderful thing. So without further ado, what I made a promise to teach everybody how to raise a hand if you'd like to raise your hand. You ready, Janine? Okay. So if you go down to the bottom of your screen, you're going to see a little smiley face that says reactions. If you click on that little smiley face, you will see a wonderful thing you can do. You can do hearts.
Yep.
Okay, so Ruth has raised her hand. So Ruth, what can we do for you? Were you just playing, Ruth?
I was just
demonstrating.
She was demonstrating.
Oh, look at that.
demonstrating that it works.
Wonderful, wonderful. So I'd like to introduce Kathy and Ed, you.
Hi, everybody. We're so excited to be here. We are looking at maybe August or September moving in, and we just decided to join. Everything started moving very quickly. Our builds were right next door to Robin, or two plots away, and everything just started moving at the speed of light. So we're totally overwhelmed. And we met up with Robin. I thought she lived there. I was like, this woman's name is on every committee. I wrote her an email like, hi, we want to join the Zoom, and then we ended up having a really nice lunch with Robin and Michael, and already feeling the warm welcome from the Bluffs. So we're super excited to be there.
Awesome. So tell everyone, where are you guys from?
We're from Long Island, Garden City, Long Island. We live in Westbury now, and we just put our condo on the market this week. So our open house is this weekend to get things moving along. So we're really excited about getting down there.
Very cool. So welcome to the group. And of course, if you have any questions, please, you know where to find us. And as she went on my Facebook page, we have mutual friends, and it's all very exciting. Do I have anybody else that is new to the meeting tonight? I'm just looking, and raise your hand if you're new to the meeting, because now you know how to raise your hand. I think everybody has been here before, so I'm excited to hear about that. Well, I heard that John has done some homework. He brought his homework. So I want to make sure that we let him because I know you had some questions last time. So fire away, Mr. Haran.
It's not good news. I called, Verizon Wireless.
Yes.
I talked to the engineering department, and it's 4G service there, and they are not proactive. They really do not care. It's all about the people that are there now. Not they look at it mass. So they're not gonna, they won't go and be proactive about it.
Well, I thank you for that. And as of this evening, believe it or not, we're making the switch because I was down alone in a couple of weeks ago, and it was dark and it was raining, and I couldn't get any maps. I was driving around. John Fisher knows that I can't get from one place to the other. Everything, as long as I know where his red cushions are, I know exactly where I am. And I couldn't get any Verizon wireless service. So, but I thank you for that, because everybody keeps, saying to me, you need to talk to Doug, because Doug has got to do something about getting us Verizon, and Doug doesn't have that,
What
that
are
kind of
you
power.
switching to, Robin?
What service?
What service is
T-Mobile.
good?
T-Mobile.
Oh, T-Mobile's so bad over here.
I know, but something, we have Verizon, and even with that, doesn't matter what phone, I lose service. And I was on Janine, you and I were trying to have a conversation by my
Yeah.
house.
But I only had a problem down by you, and I just attributed it that there weren't other houses built there yet. Because we haven't had any problem down there, not other than that with Verizon, which was weird.
It was strange. So for right now, this is what but everybody seems to have Verizon, for the most part in the area. It's all one big experiment. It's all good. So I'm going to open this up to the floor to see if anybody has anything that they want to share about what's been going on with their build, any questions that they have, any concerns, any information that they're looking for.
I just wanted to come in and say hello because I didn't get to say hi, and I don't want people to think that she's the spokesperson. Sometimes a man has to have a voice as well. Just putting it out there. But we're so excited till we met Robin. Now I have second thoughts of going down to the Bluffs. That's just a joke.
As everybody has, and believe me.
That's just a joke. That's just a Long Island joke.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we're very excited. And there's so many things to look forward to so many things to research, so many decisions to be made. And it is overwhelming, landscaping, water filtration, jacuzzi, no jacuzzi, all the different things that we're making decisions on. Although overwhelming, it's been kind of exciting, and we look forward to being down there and meeting you all people in person, because that'll be awesome. And Robin, I feel like she's one of the people that I grew up with in the city. So it's just like it was so nicely matched, and we were able to have lunch together. So I look forward to getting some information, some guidelines, or any guidance that you guys have already experienced that we may have missed. The moving thing is awesome because we're thinking of bringing a few things, but not much. We'll reach out to her. I like that idea of having the inspection. Never built a house before. So like, if that's the thing to do, if it's another $1,000, what's another $1,000 after $700,000-800,000 later? So like, so so this is very good. I like the vibe, and I appreciate your friendliness, welcomeness, and this is very cool. Appreciate you.
And we're happy to have you here, Ed. Is anybody else here building with Kent? No, because I know that we have a whole bunch of people building with Kent, and we'll put you in contact, I'm sure, or your rep or whatever can put you in contact with people. Oh, Brian, you're building with Kent, right?
Brian is.
Yeah.
So, Ed, Brian is also, so, Brian, you guys are in the, you're in the owner's portal as well, correct?
We are.
Sure. Okay. So yeah, so you guys can definitely hook up and start talking about that. And Brian, Can you just mention that you had mentioned something before that you're gonna be working with a different generator company than one that we've heard before. So if you don't mind, could you just share a little bit about that information, just so that, you know, if anybody has any questions?
So going back to what everybody's been saying about, if you have a question, ask the question. I asked a question on, I believe it was the Future Homeowners, the site that includes all these people. And I had asked the question about, because I had looked through the portal looking for a form to fill out to submit to the POA for approval for a generator, and I could not find it. So I asked the question, and Bob
Conger,
right, replied, said it's supposed to be on the portal. He would look into it. He looked into it. They changed the process, and now it's just a matter of showing them where you're going to put the generator, showing them how you're going to hide it or camouflage it, and submit it to
Pat Nicoletti.
Yes, thank you. And then it goes to the POA from there. So it's very easy to find out information by just posting it on one of these things. And somebody who's in the know is more than willing to reach out and help you with it, which I think is great.
Well, and that's what we're here for. And you know, I have my secret pieces of places for information, who some of them are on this meeting right now, that when I need to find something out really quickly. But just also, you've chosen a different, because most of the people here who've done have been talking about Generac and Briggs and Stratton, and you're bringing a third choice to the table. So if you want to share your experience.
I've done a lot of research on the generators. Generac is obviously the market leader because their marketing campaign is what it is. You see it advertised on TV all the time. But if you dig a little bit deeper, who is Generac? Generac got into the generators back in the 70s, I guess. Looking at generator manufacturers as a whole, in industry, you see a lot of Kohler generators built, see a lot of Caterpillar generators built. So I did a little research into that. As far as consumption of a fuel for X amount of kilowatts hours, the Kohler, it runs cheaper than the Generac generator does. And I forget what the exact numbers were, but the consumption of natural gas is less over time. So I guess over 20 years, I'll probably save maybe the price of a maintenance on the generator. Who knows what it is? But I feel more confident in the service and the parts behind, because Generac got so big so fast. I was reading a lot of people having problems getting parts for the Generac, which was also a concern to me.
Okay, so you know what, yeah, so what you can, Brian, if you can, just post, if you want, the name of the person that's been but put it on our Team Reach for anybody that might be interested.
Yeah, it's
that would be terrific. And if anybody has any questions, certainly find Brian. I'm just curious, Patty, do we have any dates about a potential move-in for you?
No, we don't, Robin. We have cabinets going in, so that's a good thing. Bathrooms are much built up. Thanks to Ruth, every week she sends me pictures. So Ruth is keeping me updated, because Ted forgets to keep me updated. So thank goodness for Ruth, because she helped me catch a couple of things that had to be fixed. So that was fantastic. Ruth is like the guardian angel, I would say.
She is our guardian angel.
Guardian angel. Yeah.
She is our guardian angel. So why don't you unmute for a moment and just tell everybody what it is that you started being a guardian angel for us by doing?
Well, because when we started to build with Southern Pines, we realized that it was hard to get updates and that sort of thing. I know that some builders, they're really good about providing photos and stuff and weekly updates, but that wasn't my experience with Southern Pines. And so, after we moved in, I was like, if I can do something to help someone else ease their stress level and everything else, and, you know, keep them more updated on their build, I thought, you know, taking photos might be helpful. So, Nina, who just moved in next door, yesterday, I actually took pictures from day one for her and all along. Again, caught a lot of things, which was good. Not things that I was specifically looking for. I just generally snap pictures, but then when, you know, she looked at them, it was like, oh yeah, that's not supposed to be that way. And the same thing with the Harans. So, and I just started picking up, another family that's building with Southern Pines and, taking pictures for them. They're over on Friendly Orange, Bob and, Marlene. And so, if anybody, you know, wants pictures taken of their, build, there's several of us that are willing to go out and do that. And, I just want to help ease people's minds as much as I can.
And you know, honestly, thank you so much. Ruth, would you do me a favor? If I think you know how to do it, if you could put your information in the
I don't know
chat.
how to do that. Ah, sorry.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to do that as we speak.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it in the chat just because Ruth is actually on my speed dial, so I don't have her phone number memorized.
It's 814-312-3211. And just text me and
I don't know how to get this to hook up to my Bluetooth.
Pardon?
Sorry.
Dolly, you need some help with something?
No.
Mute, honey.
Okay. I'm just gonna put you on mute. Okay, there you go. All right. And again, one of the wonderful things about this group is that we try to, when people have, you know, needs and issues. I know Sandy Nutt has also been doing that, and I know Jeff Southworth is anxiously awaiting as well to be able to come down and start taking pictures. And I know John Fisher has also volunteered to take pictures. So we have enough people in all different parts of the community that are happy to take pictures of people's builds, or, you know, or anything monumental that's going on. I know that John and Una Walter have taken, like, this is still the picture to beat for my front door. And Una took that months and months and months ago. Hasn't changed much in a couple of months, but yeah, we're at, they're mudding. What are they doing, Michael?
Mudding, you said it, Robin. They finished the drywall, I think, now.
Yep.
And now it's mudding, right, you know, right before they start painting.
So I guess they're smoothing stuff. So we'll be in town. Actually it'll be like on the 12th.
Of April, though. It's
Of
April,
April,
not
of
March.
April. Yeah, we're going down where we have to go to the granite place in Ashboro to supervise some layout stuff. So that's the next step. So I count on people who were down there to check on stuff. And Ruth, if you haven't been down taking pictures of my house yet.
No, I thought Sandy was taking pictures of your house.
She does. I don't know. Homer's been pretty quiet over there. I haven't seen it.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
I think you get to a point where and let me know if anybody else is feeling this. Is once the drywall goes up and they're just slathering whatever slather stuff they're putting, there's not a lot of interesting pictures. Like it's hard to see anything exciting that's going on. It's white. It's a lot of white. I brought pictures home for Michael after I was there a couple of weeks ago, and he's like, okay, that's a wall, and that's another piece of drywall, and oh, look, that's a piece of drywall. So it was, I think it was a little different when the framing had first gone up and we were just trying to figure out what it was. And
Robin,
just seeing things like,
Robin, the drywall people would be heartbroken if they heard you use the word slather.
Well, I look, has anybody been at their build yet when they're putting up drywall, when they're actually in the process of doing that?
No, but it's not something you want to be around for because it's
No, but it
unnerving.
was, but I walked in, it was the first day, and they're these wonderful superheroes that are up on these stilts, that they walk around on these stilts on stilts with a nail gun. This is Michael's nightmare. Is me walking, number one, walking around with a nail gun, never mind on stilts.
Yeah.
So I was really appreciative of the people who do that. It was fascinating to see how it gets done, but I got out of there real fast because it was not a place that they wanted me hanging out. What was it you were going to say, Ruth?
It's tough when you are out of state. We were building from Pennsylvania, and so it's just really hard to keep tabs on what's going on. And just even a lot of the small stuff with tile or seeing your hardware go in, sometimes it just makes you feel like a little boost of, oh yeah, all right, something's happening. So
no, it's terrific. And speaking of tile, Mary Fisher, who is the wonderful wife of John, she and I took a road trip down to Southport about a couple of weeks ago, and there is a new, amazing, beautiful, they're calling it a gallery down there. It's called Made New. And they have a beautiful, amazing, gorgeous stuff. Husbands are not allowed to get angry at me, and that includes you too, Ed.
Anger.
And they are, you're hearing it here first. I'm working with them to put together an outing for us in April. I'll let everybody know the dates, and then I'm trying to get them to do a second one in December for the POA because so many people come down for that. But if you're looking for some interesting things, they can do everything from the hinges on your front door all the way to tile to lighting. But there's a lot of really fabulous ideas and things. So they are, I'll send everybody on the next some information for them. They've been really wonderful. Their gallery, their stuff is absolutely spectacular, and they may give you some ideas for some things. And the people are really wonderful. So they're talking about doing a cocktail party. They're going to send us a bus for transportation, and they're going to do a cocktail party for those at the Bluffs. Wow. So hopefully we'll be able to get, and I'm going to make sure that they give us some kind of a code or something so that if you do go down there, again, it's down in Southport, near the new Lowe's food store. So it's called Made New, and the stuff is they're wonderfully, they're really, really super, super lovely and nice, and they have some really interesting things. The thing that I came away with all this gorgeous tile and light fixtures, and Nadine, you're gonna flip out when you go down there. But they have these really cool coat hooks, like those stupid things from like gym class where you hung your coat on it, but they have hinges on them. So the top one and the bottom one operate separately. So if you don't need them sticking out of the wall, they actually lay flush to the wall. So I just thought that was really cool because I'm the one that always hits my head on these things. So I thought it was kind of cool. They also have these beautifully ergonometric designed light switches and dimmers, because what they've been finding is that people are, as they age in place, not that any of us are there yet, but as we are aging, that whether it be carpal tunnel or any kind of things, people are having difficulty turning light switches, like doing this motion, or levers, or even dimmers, like really cool dimmers. So if you remember the knobs that were on the receivers, like back in the 70s, those gorgeous metal. So they have light switches now with these gorgeous flipping levers and beautiful dials. So there's stuff for everybody, and we'll give you some more information about that. So I'm going to open up the floor. Lisa, where are you in your build?
Me?
Yes, you.
They haven't even, they poured the foundation, that they haven't poured the slab. I think this week, right, Vic? This week, they're pouring the slab.
Very cool. And where is your lot?
Buccaneer Court.
And who are you building with?
Steve at Coastal Cypress.
Coastal Cypress. Okay, terrific. And when is your estimated?
I think September or October right now.
Oh, okay, so soon.
What did he say? My husband said he talked to him today. Now he's saying November.
Oh, okay. Hey, listen, you know, it's a rolling machine. It's all good. It's all good. So where are you? Have you started looking at anything yet, or you just kind of?
Yeah, I've been pricing. I work for a builder here in New York, so I've kind of been, you know, kind of looking at my own things instead of going with everything that they have for me to pick. So, you know, pricing out different plumbing fixtures from my plumbing vendor, different cabinets. I have different cabinet companies, different flooring companies that, you know, he doesn't have. So I've kind of been just busy doing that.
Okay, cool. All right, we'll be looking forward to seeing what's going on there. Dolly, you have any updated information for us? And you are on mute. I don't know if she hears me.
Okay. Hey, yeah, we're actually in Wilmington right now. We're down here for the week. We met with Kent Builders today, and we're meeting with Bill Clark Legacy tomorrow. Yeah, we're trying to for some models and see if we can finalize floor plan.
Very cool. Very cool. How are you enjoying the weather?
It's not too bad. You know, it's like around 70 degrees, pretty decent. Tomorrow it's supposed to be like 75, but super windy, and then it gets kind of chilly after that.
All right, you'll get used to it. That's awesome. That's awesome. So good luck and keep us posted. So the Backstroms, it seems to me you're driving someplace really wonderful, and I love that you're here on the meeting with us.
Yeah, we've been doing like a big swing through the South. We came down to Orlando for a wedding, and I don't know, visited friends, visited my daughter in Charleston, and now we're up in Wilmington. So
awesome. So the Backstroms, you want to unmute yourself? I know I must have got her. She must have just done something. So I see you guys are coming in from your car. You guys are on mute. Hopefully they'll be able to unmute. When they get, we'll jump right in. And so, Suzanne and Gary, what's been going on with you guys?
We're going down on the 17th, and Suzanne has the itinerary set up for that week, and we'll be down there to the 22nd. So the 17th to the 22nd, and I think the drywall's going up Monday, right? Monday. So we're moving along, but you know, we'll probably be here for another year, right? Year and a half. I want to continue to work as long as I can.
Okay, awesome, terrific. So definitely let us know, you know, how
Sorry, we'll miss you.
I know. Well, we
see. Sorry, I missed you last time we got to see you.
Yeah, we kind of like we're passing in that before you know it, we'll be all there. It'll be a wonderful thing. So the Backstroms, you finally got it. Yeah, there you are.
Yes, here we go. Actually, we are driving home from Raleigh. We were down in North Carolina visiting our daughter in Raleigh. We are driving to Jersey. Stopped at our at 95 around DC, just so much traffic. So we're almost home in about 15 minutes. We live in the Hunterdon County area of New Jersey, so we're almost home, but yeah, long drive.
Wonderful. And what's going on with your build?
Well, we're gonna be back in July to start signing. We're gonna be signing with Kent. So, yeah, so we're gonna do that in July when we come back down.
All right, awesome. Well, it's nice. I mean, there's a bunch of people that are building with Kent, so I know that was a question. So yeah, so you guys will have lots to report to us very soon. What's going on with you, Daphne?
Okay. We finally went with the Hey Good builders.
Congratulations.
So we'll be down April the 19th to sign papers and get everything started. And then we'll be back down in July to start picking everything, the 3-day process of picking everything.
It's exciting times. This is great.
Yeah, rest up before those 3 days.
That's where
before those 3 days.
Yeah, I have a feeling that's where I'm going to get overwhelmed of picking everything.
What model did you go with, Daphne?
We ended up going with Cape Lookout.
Nice. That's a beautiful model.
Yeah.
We're looking at
That's the house behind me, so.
Yeah, you have a nice
That's
one.
what I thought, Bill.
Yeah, you made a good choice.
That's what I thought, and I was like, that looks like the Cape Lookout, and I wanted to ask.
It is. It's a Cape Lookout canted here with the garage.
Okay.
So
yes.
yeah, instead of square, it's slightly offset. I think you'll like it. I think you really like it. Yeah.
Yeah, I love the porch and how long it is.
Oh yeah. The porch is the great feature of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you make any changes, or you just went with the exact model?
I expanded the master bath shower area out because I need a little bit more space here because I need the accessibility. And I have handbars, grab bars throughout the house here to help me get around here. So, it was things like that. You get to customize almost as much as you want here. I mean, you can go really crazy. You can blow it out for another 500 square feet or 1,000 square feet or whatever.
Right.
So if you need a bigger bedroom, you can make a bigger bedroom, and so on and so forth. And
we did that as well. We expanded in the bedroom and the family room.
Great, yeah.
Only thing I want is to start a GoFundMe, seeing how everybody always do that for a pool.
Well, you have to just start making some friends up and down your block, which is all great. But congratulations, that's wonderful. So Paul and Lillian, where's that puppy? I saw you feeding that puppy. Where did he go?
I think he's napping now.
We exhausted him.
That's Winchester.
Okay, we'll let him sleep. So just tell us a little bit about where you guys are on, what part of your.
So we're still trying to figure out when it is we're gonna be pulling the trigger, so to speak. We're thinking maybe June or July, coming down to and yeah, Hey Good is the company that we're for building, right? Mm-hmm.
All right, awesome. So it's going to be a busy summer down there, guys. I mean, there's going to be a lot of I'm trying to avoid July. Michael, can you imagine me in July? Have we ever been there in July and August? Been there once in August.
We were there in July. Did we sign our papers down there in July?
No, we didn't sign paper. We weren't there for that.
No, but we closed on our property in July, but I guess we did that remotely.
Yeah.
So we have not been there in the heat of the summer, but Robin, you're going to be living down there. What are you going to do?
I'm going to make sure that I have a generator to make sure that that air conditioning. That was really truly. I mean, it's hot here. It's hot everywhere in the summer. I mean, if it's hot, it's hot. But I'm hearing things about the yellow snow. But then in New York, yellow snow is one thing. In Leland, John has assured me that it's something very different. And you dog owners know about that. Nicole and Rocco, why don't you share with everybody where you are and if there's anything you need and.
So what are we at? We just finished all the plumbing and electric and what the sound guy or something?
Yeah, the low voltage.
Guy.
All the inspections were this week. We have Jeff Terry comes in Wednesday. And we're down the 11th through the 13th to do our pre-drywall inspection. And after that, everything goes well, drywall starts.
Yeah, which is terrific. So Nicole, does anybody know in New Jersey yet?
Aside from my close family and friends, no.
Okay. So we're we're very close to that. I told some neighbors yesterday. It was a very strange thing. So my darling husband Michael, why don't you share whatever you'd like to share?
What do I want to share? All right, well, let me just give you guys an update of where we are. So we were told a couple of times now that we think June is the date that the house will be completed. So is it June? Is it July? Let's just say it's June. As Robin said, we think they finished the drywall. They're supposed to be doing mudding and then trim and then then paint and then flooring and cabinets, all those sequential things that will happen in the next few months. So there's quite a bit of what you would call that finish stuff. So if you're standing outside the house, as you said before, Robin, you don't see a lot of progress because everything's happening inside. Outside is just a construction zone. So we are looking at that June timeframe, and we'll see how that goes. And as I mentioned in the very beginning of our meeting, so Robin and I have come to some verbal agreements with a realtor here. We'll be signing some papers. The house will they're going to come in and take pictures here in a couple of weeks. So we have some work to do to get all the stuff out of the way. And then the house officially goes on the market around the end of March, beginning of April. We'll have an open house in April, and then we'll see how that all goes with the selling, of this place. And then Robin mentioned also before that we'll be down there in April during tax time. So we're coming down that Thursday, April, I think 11th, whatever that date works out to be. We'll be down there through the following Tuesday. I believe that's tax day or day after tax day. And that's pretty much what's going on here. So we're in the throes of really getting this house where we are put together so that we could take pictures. So we did a lot of work, but there's still much to do with, this odds and ends. And then we have things like a treadmill that's not coming. What do we do with the treadmill? Okay, one of the neighbors.
I saw that last night.
Yeah, one of the neighbors, they were very happy to take our treadmill. So there's some things that will easily disappear, and then other things we'll be wrestling with. But I do want to mention one other thing that, so Kathy and Ed, we had lunch the other day with them in Rockville Center. And so we learned something about Ed. Ed does yoga. Ed, you didn't say anything about that before when you had your 2 minutes of fame. There
it is.
Yeah, but Ed, that's just a t-shirt. That could be Kathy's t-shirt. Right? Tell us about your yoga. We didn't hear anything about it.
Well, my yoga story is a long story, but we're going to be down in at the Bluffs the 12th of March. So if Nicole and Rocco, you're around, maybe we'll somehow hook up.
Yeah, that'd be great.
You're literally across the street from their cul-de-sac.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, really?
Yes, they're literally. So Nicole, if you're standing in front of my house,
No, Robin. Wrong cul-de-sac.
Wrong cul-de-sac. Okay, so
Wrong cul-de-sac.
Second cul-de-sac.
It's the second cul-de-sac.
Hence the reason why I need to have navigation on my car.
Right. Everybody now understands. Everybody understands, Robin.
Is that right?
Even when you live there, you'll have the GPS going. I know.
Michael, are you saying basically like our backyards are facing each other?
No, your backyard backs onto the other cul-de-sac, the one that's closer to our house.
Yeah.
And Kathy and Ed are across from that other cul-de-sac, I think. Right? You guys across from the cul-de-sac?
Kathy and Ed, Nicole, if you're standing on my front porch, you see them. They're two properties from my front porch.
Right on,
Yes.
which street is that?
Right on Bay Colony.
Right on Bay
Colony,
Colony.
okay.
Yes. We saw that last time we were down. They cleared your lawn.
Oh,
and
right,
they're
right.
starting.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
When we're
okay.
doing the pre-drywall inspection.
Wow, that's
the
moving
12th
fast.
of March.
Fast,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's why I wanted to kind of like be selfish and ask Brian. I heard Brian is doing a Kent build as well. And I don't know how far he's into where he is in his
That's what I
build.
just said.
It's not their house. Yeah, I think there's a tent behind our house. So right here, behind our house in a cul-de-sac,
Yeah.
there's a there's another house, and it went up. I think it's Ken, and it went up very quickly.
Robin, isn't that Rob's house?
No, Rob, no, it's next to Rob
Stevens?
Stevens' house.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
next to his house. So Brian, how long has it been, when did you start your build?
Wow, I think it all started back in November. Things have been. I'll find out tomorrow from Chris where we are as far as drywall. I would think we're pretty close to starting to do the drywall. We had our pre-drywall inspection last week.
Wow, that is so fast.
So quick.
So we should be close. I'll find out tomorrow.
Perfect. Perfect. Yeah. So we'll be down there. And as far as my yoga journey is concerned, I started doing yoga about 20 years ago, I guess, out of a whim. And then when I stopped working, I decided to be a yoga teacher. I trained at Yoga Maya in New York City.
Oh, wow.
It was the biggest blessing that I've ever had in my life.
Hmm.
And then I taught for a bunch of years.
Aside from me.
Of course.
Of course. And then COVID happened. And then the studio that I was working at in Garden City had some issues, financial issues, bunch of different issues, and they closed. And I used to teach yoga at my church as well for a good 5, 6, 7 years, and I had a pretty good following. And then when everything kind of like, when I was deciding on moving to North Carolina, I said I need to concentrate my focus on getting things done here in New York and getting things started in North Carolina. My brother is not too far from where we're going to be, which is a plus because he and I haven't been together since we graduated college. He's a doctor by trade and he's in Hempstead, but he's stable, so he's not really working, but he's a great resource. He fixes everything. So he's gone down there and we've done FaceTime. I don't know what kind of service he has. I think he has T-Mobile, but he was able to do FaceTime and did a whole walkthrough of the property, which was pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to spending time with my brother and his 2 sons. And we have 3 daughters. Our oldest is 33, middle one is 30, a little one is 21, graduating college this year. So we're looking forward to it. And I don't know, I'm going to try out this Bluff yoga thing. The instructor stinks. I'm taking her job.
No,
Just
it's
kidding.
Gonna do some teaching too?
I what I've learned teaching yoga for a bunch of years is that it's not just like, I think, my wife is a educator and she's been doing it for 30 plus years. So I'm finally getting how much emotional commitment it is to teach anyone. You're invested. So unless I'm able to give 100% to what I'm teaching, then I'm not going to do it. I really take a class. But if I get down there and I have more time than I have my, what I think I'm going to be doing, playing pickle, playing golf, playing running, swimming, jacuzzi, happy hour, knitting, basket weaving. I don't know. Squeeze all that in, gardening. If I could squeeze all that in, and if there is like a space for me to teach yoga, especially for men, because men don't like to go to yoga classes.
Exactly.
No, absolutely. So Nadine, I heard there was a Nadine sighting on the pickleball court. I believe me, I heard. Somebody told me
Oh,
that
boy,
Nadine
news
was
spreads
seen on the
fast, doesn't
pickleball
it?
court.
I've been out there 3 times now, and it's been fun. A lot of laughs. Good time. Good time.
Good, because I know that that was a big worry for you, because I know you're missing your pickleball at home.
Yeah, yeah. I'm still recovering from a hand injury. I broke my hand in December. Pickleball injury. Fell. Broke my
And
hand.
recovery has been much longer and more difficult than she anticipated.
But
Moving and switching doctors and everything hasn't
right.
helped.
But it's my left hand that's injured.
She
And
plays.
I play with my right
She's
hand.
right,
So
so.
I talked to the doctor. I said, "Can I get back out on the court?" And she said, "Yeah, just don't fall down again."
Always good.
Yeah.
So if there was one thing that you could tell us that you didn't anticipate about, now that you've been there for a couple of weeks, I know, Randy, you've been there about a month. What would you share with everybody to that, that about being there that you may not have thought?
Oh, wow. I mean, it's been a pretty easy transition overall. The thing that shocks me the most is how fast time has gone. I can't believe we've been here a month already. We're coming up on our 30-day inspection, and it depends on which builder you're using. We used Haygood, and they have a 30-day walkthrough process. So we had kind of a punch list up front, pre-closing, and then right at closing, they had a number of those issues resolved. There's some things that roll over to the 30-day, and then we have additional stuff. So there's blue tape around on the walls here. And I can't believe that we're coming up on that 30 days. So if you have such a thing, don't just put blue tape everywhere. Have a written log of where the blue tape is. And why did I put that blue tape there? Because sometimes you look at a piece of blue tape and what is that? Why did I do that? What was I trying to indicate to myself? Walk around, get to know your new neighbors. Be prepared to forget names. Don't be offended if they forget yours. Everyone has been fantastic here. Really, really welcoming, embracing community.
Now, which is great to hear. How's Puppy doing?
Oh, he's good. I think he's settled in. I think he was confused at first.
Dexter was quite confused at first, but he now understands that he lives here. He knows he's very spoiled. He has his own room. He knows where his room is. He's made some good friends here already.
Good.
So it's going well.
Yeah. So how is he handling the difference in the amount of outdoor space that he has freedom in?
It's hard right now because we don't have a fence yet. So
yeah.
I'm taking him out on a leash
all
the time, which
we don't
he's
want
not
him in the river. So.
Yeah, he's not used to that. I mean, we didn't have a fence in our old property either, but he knew his boundaries and he never crossed them. So we could just open the door or go out with him and he would stay within the boundary. But here he doesn't know yet. So I'm taking him out on a leash and I only let him go, so far. But I would hate for him to take off being that, fall in pairs. Not that it's really busy, but there's lots of trucks and things that go by and that would be terrible. We came from a cul-de-sac in a pretty rural area, so we didn't have that issue to deal with. So we're just cautious now. I'm really looking forward to getting a fence so he can have some space to really run.
All right, terrific. So Lisa, you had asked about what was going on with the dog park, and I guess there's so much new stuff going on, and because we have a limited number of residents right now, there are certain things that Doug, as the developer, has promised and has said that these are things that he's happy to do. So for example, the community garden, he's running water to all, into all the beds, and he's creating water. Now the dog park, he's doing fencing, and he is bringing water over there. But there is other expenses that are going to be ongoing expenses that things like we're getting the shavings, or they're talking about different kinds of mulch, and they need shade for the people and, you know, shade for the dogs, and a lot of stuff that is going to be kind of a rolling thing. So they're trying to raise some funds by doing some fun things. They're having, I think, a pickleball tournament, just so that, you know, if they need to purchase wood to build a gazebo and the woodworking club is happy to build the gazebo, that's something that Doug is, you know, he's there to create the space, and he's going to do the best that he can. But as you know, if we want things, he's not going to say no, but he'll put a shed in someplace for, you know, for supplies and things. But we want to make sure that the puppies are all, you know, that the dogs are all safe and comfortable, and that people are happy to go there. I did find out this past week, though, that for everybody who is going to be using the dog park and also the community garden, for people who are part of that, you will be able to get a code that will be, so you can get back into that gate. Right now, you can get out that Hooper Road gate over there, but you can't get back in. So I did speak to Pat that anybody who's going to be using that, you will be able to get a code to get back into the community from there. Eventually, everybody will have it.
Where is the community garden compared to where the marina is?
So the community garden and the dog park are literally, they're going to be sharing a fence with the RV and boat. So it's like literally, it's kind of outside the gate over there. So that construction entrance, but on the other side, there's quite a bit of property over there. So it'll be over there for any number of reasons. And hopefully they're going to make, I'm sure it's going to be made into a fabulous space for everybody.
So that space isn't gated, so it's not anybody can go there from outside, or it is?
Oh, no, it's totally, it will be, the entire space will be gated with a lock on the door. You'll have to have a code to get on the door. So the space is gated. He's putting up fence. You're going to have 6-foot fences over there. So nobody else can.
So is it outside of the current construction gate?
Yes, it's right.
on
It's literally
Headsdale?
right
So it's
over
not-
there. They're creating
so
there,
it's-
so they're kind of expanding it. Yes,
So it's Headsdale Way?
it's on Headsill. Yes,
Yeah.
Headsill.
Which Headsdale, yeah.
Is that going to be another entrance at one point, or?
Yes, it's going to be. It eventually will be. Right now, it's mostly for construction, and you can get out that exit. But they were trying to kind of regulate that, because the people who live over there, all of a sudden, all that stuff was going on.
It's kind of an awkward second entrance, because that's the other thing that we found is that when you're having deliveries or service people coming in, if it's after hours when the front gate is not open, they can't get in that way. And depending on how their GPS leads them, it could be that entrance or it could be the Strawberry Hill entrance. So I've been telling people, unless they're driving, a flatbed trailer, look for Strawberry Hill.
So Michael, why don't
use
you
the
just share
Strawberry Hill entrance.
share what you did with Google Maps?
Oh, with Google, you talking about when we corrected the house location?
Yes.
Yeah, that was something that I did probably about a year ago. So, the Google Earth car has not made its way into the bluffs, right? And Google itself is not really accurate in terms of recording the streets. If anybody has gone on to Google to say, hey, I want to Google my address, you'll see that some of the road names aren't even accurate. But I did about a year ago, and I'm not remembering exactly how I did it. There was a process where I logged in, and I requested that a very specific location be redesignated as our address. And so, like right now, if I was to MapQuest, but Google Earth our address, it would accurately indicate the location. But prior to that, it had our address somewhere else. And if you look at, again, Google Earth, I think it shows that our street is actually Belle Meade, I believe. So it's the streets have not been updated in Google Earth. However, I did notice that the picture was updated, because it looks like a year ago, our area where our house is was just woods. Now it looks like they took a more recent picture several months ago where our lot was cleared, but there's no house there in the Google Earth picture. So I guess Google Earth is a little bit late. They're a little bit behind. So I think if somebody is trying to find your address where your new house is going to be, I don't know if they may or may not be able to do it through Google Earth. So let me ask John Fisher. John, do you know if your house, but you guys have been there a while now, right? Is your
Yes.
house easily found on Google?
Yes, it is. But it still brings people in the Hooper Road entrance to get to our house, which is not the right way to go.
So that I believe that the sales office was commenting that if you're going to tell people to tell them to put the Strawberry Hill address in first, and then put your address in after.
Yes, that
You know,
works.
for construction and things like that. Hopefully that'll change.
So like for Kathy and Ed, like if you guys, I don't know what your address is going to be on Bay Colony, but if you punched in your address, I'm not sure if your house and property would accurately show up. Do you know that yet?
It brings us to another, right? Like
Yeah, it
another
brings to
Bay
another
Colony.
house on Bay Colony where it meets Bellmead.
Yep,
Yeah.
that was where we were.
Well, actually,
Yeah.
it's a funny story. My brother, I sent him way before, like when we first signed the contract to buy the lot. I was like, go check it out. So he goes out there using Google Maps and he sends me pictures and he's like, are you sure you gonna buy this lot? And I'm like, what are you talking
It was a
about?
different lot. It wasn't.
So Ed, here's how you do it. You tell them, punch in my address, get to
Right.
my cul-de-sac, but then back up 200 feet.
Right. There you go.
And what is your number?
4066.
Yeah, so we're
4066. All right.
4055. Yeah, I think you can drop a pin and then designate it as your address.
You have to request it.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah, I did the same thing, probably around the same time you did, Michael.
Yeah.
Ours is good, right?
So Bill Shanahan, if you could tell anybody one major thing that has been a big surprise or something that you would like to share now that you've been down there, what would that be?
I don't know if it's a surprise, but I picked AT&T for the internet service, and the folks were really good about hooking that up. I think it's $80 a month plus an additional $10 to get the mesh routers, and that's for gigabyte speed. So I don't know, it's more speed than I had before for less money here than back in New York. For the TV, I went with DirecTV. Here the internet version, and after a couple of days of the free trial here, I'm pretty happy with it. So it's working out so far so good.
The doors.
Oh yeah, no, it's really another issue. We had an issue with a pantry door that the Donna was working there in a ladder and she sort of half fell off and she hit the door and it almost came off the other hinges. So we're a little surprised here with the way that Haygood had fastened the doors here. They're extremely big, extremely heavy doors here, and they didn't use enough screws in it. So we'll have to fix that here at the 30 day.
Doors, the hinges are bad.
I heard maybe that Randy and Nadine had a similar issue. I don't know. I heard from Stacy. Is that true, folks? Or
No, no one fell into a door, but yeah, if it's a pocket door, they're I don't want to say delicate.
They need adjusting for sure.
They're tricky to adjust. They're temperamental.
Yeah.
It's better.
We also have a bar door that goes into the laundry room, and my grandson pushed it open, and the top part, which was very heavy metal, came down and almost went through my foot.
Oh.
So
I mean, it's dangerous.
Wow, that's amazing, Bill. I didn't even see your lips move.
Donna, are you okay?
I'm trying to move the thing so you can see her, but for some reason she's not popping in.
Here's
Oh, okay, yeah.
Hey, sweetie,
I'm a
are you
ventriloquist.
okay?
Yeah,
I'm a ventriloquist.
it's It's dangerous.
Okay, well, we don't want to get into all of our issues with the building here, but yeah, we're doing well.
All right, good. I'm glad to hear it. Yes, Lisa.
All right, I gotta go back to the dog park. And the
Okay.
community. So that other gate, you go through, I'm driving through, I go look at the RV park, I keep going, I saw that. Is the dog park outside that gate or inside the gate?
Outside the gate.
So it's not
Outside the
actually
gated community.
outside the gated community. So that I can't go there. I wouldn't feel comfortable.
Well,
Is that like, it's not,
it's gonna be all gated. There's gonna be lights out there. So that was the area that was designated to be able to do a dog park. I mean, the dog park was never something that was part of the developer's plan. But people came and people went to Doug and said that they would really like it, and they found a spot where, but you have to remember also that not everybody owns a dog. Not everybody. I mean, as much as I love a dog, but you have to worry about noise and all that kind of stuff. If you were living right there, you might not necessarily want the dog park right next to your house.
no, but they could have put it where the RVs are. So it would be at least inside the gate.
Well, it's creating. I mean, at some point in the future, again, it was not part of the original plan. So this was land that was still part of our community that we're just kind of expanding that. So if you have more questions about that, the person to speak to is Julie Mastrosario, and I can send you her information. And or honestly, the best thing for you to do is to join the group, to join the Team Reach group, because they're kind of creating this as they go along. So that Team Reach group for the dog park is, I'll tell you that in 1 second. Where's my dog?
And the community garden is there as well?
Yes, so the community gardens are there as well. Oh, I don't have the dog park on here, but I can send that over to you. So they're all in the portal. But yeah, but Julie Mastrosario was definitely the best person to talk to about that.
Robin, can I just jump in here just for a second? So last summer, I think it was last September, when we walked that space with Bob Conger and Donna Medrick, and maybe it was a Julie, maybe. So that space, we walked that space when it was just in the discussion stages, the very early discussion stages. And it's a very large space that is part of our property, but it's not utilized at all. You would think of it as like a big rectangular field. I don't know how much space it is. I know it's at least an acre. I don't know, Robin, if it's 1.5 or 2, whatever it is. It's a very large space. And all it is, at the time when we walked it last summer, was a big weed-filled field. That's all it was. But it's part of our property. And so I don't know all the reasons why, but I guess that was just a really good unutilized, not even but unutilized space that could be used for, let's call it future needs. And then the dog park came up as a topic, and then the garden came up as a topic. And so the thought process was, let's use this unutilized space for these new areas, and let's develop it. So and Robin can speak more to it, but these areas, it really is, we're dealing with like an empty slate or an empty easel. There's no picture yet. And we're starting to draw the picture of what is the dog park going to be? What is the community garden going to be? So there are people on these committees now, and I'm only telling you this from the outside. It's what I observe, is that there are committees that are starting to shape what that is going to be.
And this is the perfect example. So when things matter that much, and Nicole, I did see your hand up. But these are the kinds of things that, if this is something that you're passionate about and that you really want to be a part of, this is a perfect example to get to know other like-minded people who are in the community, who are doing things and having a say. It's a really wonderful thing about our community that we're able to have that kind of input into a lot of the things that we want to be able to do. Well, what was your question, whether it was Nicole or Rocco?
So we saw on, I don't know, one of the Facebook pages that there was just a 70% increase on property tax in Leland. Has anybody heard anything about this?
That's an important question.
No, good. Hopefully it's not true. All right.
I heard sort of,
It was on the Leland page,
Yeah.
not the blood, not
Well,
the
it's
blood page,
interesting.
the
Did
Leland
you,
page.
so we just got it was some notification of, it was just a notification from the tax that was saying the value or whatever that was of our land. And it didn't go up.
Okay.
So, hey, Nicole, I think I'm good. I don't know the answer, but I'm going to guess what it is because we deal with that here on Long Island, where there's a tax rate that says you're taxed, X number of dollars per, let's say, $100,000 of value of land. So they can keep that tax rate steady, like at whatever it is, $465 per 100,000, whatever. But what if all of a sudden your property in other parts of Leland go from a $300,000 value to 500,000, right, Rocco? I see you shaking your head.
That's what I'm
So they
hoping
say,
it is.
right, and they say, hey, guess what, Nicole? Good news. Your house just went up in value, another $100,000 or $200,000. Oh, bad news. That means your taxes go up.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yep.
so
That's
what
what I'm hoping it is.
Hopefully, yeah. And I was hoping it was right. You never know, what to believe on those things, but
I agree.
Oh.
I agree.
what?
I was reading, it says if the current budget plan is approved, the new property tax rate would be 39 cents per 100 valuation, up from 23 cents, which is nearly a 70%
Okay,
jump.
so it did jump.
Oh,
The 23 to 39, that's what's going to be in there. It says if the current budget plan is approved for this year, it will go up.
And that 29 seems low because the last when I checked, when I closed on my property, it was 34 and a half cents per 100,000.
Let's make sure that you're talking about Brunswick County and not the city of
Leland,
Leland.
North Carolina. It just came out 8 minutes ago. It's just funny because I just looked it up. Yeah.
Lisa, not the
Yep.
city of Leland. We're
What?
not in the city.
Where
We're
are
not, yeah, we're not in the city. We're Brunswick County only. No incorporated city taxes for us.
Okay, that could be a difference too.
Brunswick? Now, didn't they say, thought I heard from Jordan that we're right on the border. Right now, we don't even know if we belong to Brunswick or Leland. That still hasn't been determined who's going to be collecting our taxes once the community is completed.
We're in Brunswick solid. We're in Leland mailing address, but Brunswick County taxes.
And Leland's prohibited by state law from incorporating any new territory.
Thank you.
Well, that's interesting.
That's good because they have the higher tax rate, so that's a good thing.
There you go. There you go. Brian,
But it doesn't
I saw,
pertain to us,
Yeah.
right?
Brian, I saw you had your hand raised. Did you have something you wanted to add to that?
No, that was pretty much it. I thought it was an election thing. If it had to be voted on, blah, 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 to be determined.
Okay. Always a good thing. So we're hitting that 9 o'clock mark. Anybody have any more questions? Anything that they want to share? Anything that they want to get more information about? Yes, Stephanie.
Yes, I think it was Brian was speaking about the Cape Fear generators. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yeah, he put the phone number in the chat.
And it went so fast.
No,
It
it's
went away?
there. So just click on chat. Click on the chat box and it'll open it up for you.
Oh, okay.
34.20 cents.
Thank you.
And you're welcome. You're welcome. So it sounds like a bunch of people are going to be meeting when they're down there. Randy and Nadine live in that beautiful house, that beautiful greenhouse that's out there. And I felt terrible. I went to go visit them in the rain, and there was so much to be done, and I know what that's going to look like.
Well, it'll be more welcoming the next time you come, Rob.
It was perfectly welcoming the time that you were there. But
And you
if
just look for the lanterns, you'll find us.
Yeah.
Follow the lanterns.
And the next time I see you, I'll teach you how to download offline maps to your phone so that you won't need to have cell service.
Which is always a wonderful thing. Well, the idea is that I actually don't get lost on a continuous basis. So I've discovered, now I'm great during the day. Oh, and there have been a number of street lights for those of you who haven't been down there. haven't been down to the Bluffs recently. There are some new street lights that are out there that they just keep popping up, which is kind of interesting. And we have 2 new stop signs, which I'm sure you have been reading the chatter about if you haven't. There has been a speeding, and there is a group. There is a group that it has been formed to kind of go over the safety and the speed issues and the stuff going on. So there's a group for everybody. So there are people, we have Rob Stevens, who's former police, we have engineers, we have safety people. Bill Adams is on that because it's a problem now in certain areas where people are speeding through, and it's not always the contractors. So there have been pictures, there have been a lot of things going on, and they didn't really want to put more stop signs out. And really at this point, it's more of a slowdown. They really do not want to put in speed bumps. Speed bumps create another issue, Michael, you said for
ambulances and, you know, first responders.
Emergency, yeah.
You know, they're concerned about speed bumps. So
that becomes an
that's what I
issue.
read. This is what I read, you know,
Yeah.
like last year when some of this stuff was being discussed, is they don't want speed bumps for that specific reason. And there may be other reasons, but that was
you know,
really.
but we're also as you know, we're a golf club. We're a golf court, a golf court. It's been a long day. A golf cart community, and there have been some people flying around the community in golf carts. So this is a safety, and we're only a quarter built up. So now imagine, you know, all those more houses and just everybody they just want everybody to slow down and kind of pay attention to everything that's going on. So that's been the story with that. Anybody else have anything that they want to share? Okay. So it's been great seeing everybody. Thank you so much for coming. And Kathy and Ed, I'm happy that you had your first meeting. And Brian, did you want to say anything?
Have a great month.
Oh no, absolutely have a great month, and just enjoy. And we want to hear all about you, Rocco, Nicole. Want to hear about all of your adventures and everybody who's going down. And make sure that you go visit and see everybody. And we look forward to seeing everybody really soon. Keep us posted.
So nice to meet
All right,
everyone.
bye. Thanks,
Great to
Robin.
see everybody. Have a good night.
Great
Good
information.
night.